Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. In today's video, I'll be doing my Week 16 NFL picks. Before we get started, thank you all for 16 subscribers. We're 4 away from my goal of 20. And also thank you all for the support on the last video. Because of that video, we gained 3 extra subscribers going from 13 to 16. And we are super close to our goal of 20, so yeah. Another disclaimer is if you guys want have video suggestions, leave them in the comments section below of this video. And the one that has the most likes will be the one that I put out on Friday after my continued part 2 of the top 5 players at each position for defense. And yeah, that's all the disclaimers and information for this week. And yeah, let's get into it. Going into Thursday's game, Jacksonville and New York. It is being played in MetLife, but I feel like with the quarterback situation in New York, it's definitely really odd what's going on there. And I feel like Jacksonville is starting to get their quarterback really just started to get going. Trevor Lawrence has had a huge hot streak over the past couple games, and he's looked all the part as a number one overall pick. And I feel like he's definitely thriving right now in his system, and I feel like Jacksonville can win this. Going into Saturday games, Buffalo and Chicago. I feel like Buffalo can win this. I know Justin Fields has really just been carrying the Chicago Bears over the past couple of weeks, or over basically the entire season, but I feel like just him alone cannot beat the talented Buffalo Bills team. For they're definitely making a push for the top 3 seeds, and I feel like they definitely are. And yeah, I feel like they're always going to be Super Bowl contenders. I know going into the season they were projected to win the Super Bowl, but that has definitely faded a lot as the recent success of the as because of the success of a lot of other teams. But regardless of that, I feel like Buffalo can win. Atlanta and Baltimore. I feel like Atlanta is much worse of a team than Baltimore. Not by a whole lot, but just they are just worse of a team. And I feel like Desmond Ritter is still learning how to become a starting quarterback and lead his team to, um, in the starting role. And I feel like Baltimore with Tyler Huntley, they haven't been horrible, but they haven't been nearly as good as with Lamar Jackson for obvious reasons. But I feel like regardless of that, Baltimore can still win, and I feel like this is a pretty confident pick here. Cincinnati and New England. Obviously, after New England had that heartbreaking loss against the Las Vegas Raiders, where Jacoby Myers lateraled the ball to try and make a play, and Chandler Jones intercepted it and returned it for a touchdown to seal the game for the Raiders. It was definitely a really insane play, really unlucky for the Patriots, but I feel like they can bounce back from that. Even though Cincinnati did beat Tampa Bay pretty badly, I feel like New England, in order to stay in the playoff race, has to win this game, and I feel like they might be able to. Detroit and Carolina, I feel like Detroit can win. I mean, to even stay in contention for the playoffs, they must win this game. And I know Carolina, over the past 2 weeks, have been on a little bit of a streak. They did get that snapped by the Pittsburgh Steelers after losing to them. But I feel like this could be a tight game, but I feel like Detroit can definitely win this. In my opinion, they're a much better team, and I really like their coaching and a lot of the players on their team. Houston, Tennessee. I'm gonna go Tennessee. If they go on a 5 game losing streak, that might be the most sad I've ever felt as a Titans fan. I mean, they were 7-3 at one point and were really high up in power rankings, and also were just projected to get a top 3 seed. But now they're sitting at the number 4 with probably the worst record for one of the worst records for a division leader right now, and I feel like in order to beat out the Jacksonville Jaguars for the division very narrowly, they have to beat the Houston Texans here, and I feel like they can in Nissan Stadium. New Orleans and Cleveland, my bad. Uh, this is a weird game here, but I feel like Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns can win. Um, yeah, I just feel like they can. New Orleans is kind of tanking right now, trying to get a higher draft pick, and I feel like Cleveland can win. The Giants in Minnesota. This is an interesting game, but I feel like Minnesota can pull out a win here. Uh, Obviously, after having that incredible 30, I believe it was 33 points. 33-point comeback against the Indianapolis Colts. That shocked everyone. It was really insane, but I feel like they may be able to continue that momentum going into the Giants game. Obviously, after the Giants beat the Washington Commanders, they do have some momentum, but I feel like Minnesota can win, and I feel like they will. Seattle and Kansas City. Um, Even though Seattle did lose last week to the San Francisco 49ers, I feel like they can pull off an upset here against the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like it would be really cool to see that. And I want them to make the playoffs. I love their story, and I love how Geno Smith's been playing. And yeah, I feel like they can pull off an upset, and I want them to really badly. Washington and San Francisco. I feel like this is odd. I feel like San Francisco can win. For Washington can be to be in contention for a 6 or 7 seed, they have to win. But I feel like San Francisco can definitely beat them. Obviously, with the insane story of Brock Purdy, it's been a really interesting season, or like really interesting 3 weeks for them. But yeah, I feel like he can lead them to victory. Philadelphia and Dallas. This is a really interesting game. Obviously, after Jalen Hurts did get pretty badly injured, I believe he sprained his shoulder. Um, he is going to miss some time, and that will mean Gardner Minshew will be the starting quarterback. And I feel like because of that, that definitely throws off the entire rhythm of the team. And I feel like Dallas can definitely take advantage of that. Las Vegas and Pittsburgh. I feel like Las Vegas can win. I feel like they can carry their momentum in, and I feel like Pittsburgh, obviously with their starting quarterback and Kenny Pickett, he's been getting a lot better as the year has gone on. But I feel like Las Vegas can win this, and yeah. For Sunday's games, we have Green Bay and Miami. I feel like Miami can win. Um, I just like the way their team is built. I love a lot of the players on their team, and I feel like they can win this. And they are playing at home, which gives them a little bit of an advantage. Denver and LA is interesting. After Denver did win last week, it they get a little bit of momentum, but I feel like LA can win this, and with and yeah, I feel like they just can, and I hope they do. Tampa Bay and Arizona. Um, I'm going to take Tampa Bay here. I feel like they can bounce back after their loss last week. And I feel like they can definitely beat the Arizona Cardinals, who have struggled immensely this year. And I feel like this is a tough pick here, but I feel like Tampa Bay can win. And for the final game, Monday's game, we have the Chargers and Indianapolis Colts. I feel like after Indianapolis blew that huge lead, it's definitely shut down a lot of their momentum entirely. I mean, regardless of the fact that they didn't really have any, but I feel like LA can definitely win this. The Colts have not been a good team this year. I feel like it's definitely shown, and I feel like LA can win. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 20 subscribers by the end of the year. And yeah, that's basically it.